there, oh, I thought I had a hand up. Is there a motion to that effect?
A motion to approve 038.101.822 skill-based music games chapters 1 through 8.
It would be a motion to adopt.
Adopt.
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Is there a second motion to adopt?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Ritthaler. Discussion. Any discussion? Hearing none. Charlie, should we have a roll call vote on this?
That is totally up to you. Yes, I can do that.
Okay, let's proceed with that, please.
Commissioner Wildcat,
Aye.
Commissioner Francisco,
Aye.
Commissioner Cura,
Aye.
Commissioner Ritthaler,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Barry,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Daigle,
Aye.
Commissioner Covello,
Aye.
Commissioner Broussard,
Aye.
and Commissioner Davis.
Aye. Motion
Motion.
carried.
Motion carries. Just as a just an update, I will be submitting those rules into the WAR system either later this afternoon, depending on the road report and roads opening going from Cheyenne to Casper. Otherwise, I will have those rules submitted into the system tomorrow. That will start the clock, and the rules will then be distributed to the Legislative Service Office and to the Governor's Office and to the Attorney General's office.
Do we have a time frame, Charlie, or how we sit there? Best case scenario, I guess.
Yeah, at this point, it is in the hands of the Legislative Service Office and in the hands of the Governor's Office to make those determinations. I believe the Governor has 75 days, up to 75 days to consider the rules.
Thank you, Charlie. Item number 4, we have some correspondence, Charlie.
Yes, we have correspondence from Cowboy Skill, Pace-O-Matic, from Catherine Wilkinson. And this is a non-action item today, Commissioners. This is just a correspondence to us. And to give you a little background, the legal interpretation and policy was set several months ago to not accept applications prior to rules being promulgated. There is no change in that interpretation or policy at this point. We absolutely appreciate the letter and their concerns and things, but as far as the commission is concerned, it is status quo at this time, and we will start accepting the applications as soon as the rules are completed, the promulgation process. Thank you. That's all I have, Commissioner Davis.
Thank you, Charlie, for that update.
President Davis,
Go ahead.
this is Gay Woodhouse. I'm an attorney in Cheyenne, and I represent the Pace-O-Matic of Wyoming LLC and Cowboy Skill LLC. If I could speak to this, please.
I guess you can speak to it, but go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. I will say initially that I'm surprised that it's not even being considered as an action item. And I would like to just give you some background on this and why we're asking for it. I believe that you could turn it into an action item if you so desire. First of all, thank you so much for allowing me to speak on this issue. The reason that we are asking, and we are still asking to be permitted to do the applications as of January 3rd, is that now today you have adopted these rules. At the very latest, they would be in effect on the 6th of March. And that will be well within, the 60 days will be well within that time that the rules would actually be formally adopted. And we're assuming the longest time, it's up to 75 days, so it may be less than that. What I want to talk to you about a little bit is just some historical background and some other issues. But back in 2020, when our first act was passed in order to authorize skill-based amusement games, the statute or the law at that time said that there was a 60-day time frame for approval in the act. The commission established forms and applications for that. We submitted the applications. There was some brief discussion about whether or not rules were needed, and it was determined that that couldn't happen in time to meet the statutory requirement of 60 days. So at the time, I just want you to understand that we were limited to 687 games. And that's because they were in place on March 17th of 2020. We have had nothing, no expansion, no additional machines, additional locations or anything else since that time. In fact, some of these machines are no longer in use because some of the businesses have gone out of business. And even though we asked to be able to move some of the already licensed and permitted machines to existing approved locations, that was not allowed to happen. I want to say too that although there's been extreme interest in expansion of gambling, that it is no way attributable whatsoever to skill games. We have not expanded anything since the number that was allowed on March 17th of 2020. Now returning to the current statute, because Wyoming statute 1125-305 actually requires the same 60-day parameter for review and either denial or approval of the application. And in section 1125-305B, it has 4 specific criteria which could be allowed for denial. And that would be criminal conviction prior to application, tampering with documentation or other material information that affects the process, not cooperating with investigators regarding gambling or corruption, and failing to meet the requirements established by statute. And not one of these is the fact that it says that there must be rules in place before any application can be allowed. It doesn't say that. And in order for this to be a condition to submitting an application, it has to clearly state that in the law. We've been, waiting for, we've been actually very patient, and there have been a couple of occasions where as early as September 24th, 2019, and as recent as January 27th, 2022, there was issued letters by Mr. Moore and the staff saying that there would not be any applications until the rules were promulgated. But it's not what is authorized in the statute, and it's not what's required by the statute. And I've not seen an actual policy that's been adopted in the minutes of this gaming commission. I believe that anything that has that much of an impact on an industry should have been adopted by a policy by this commission. We've talked about that some in our letter, but we have tried. It's been 19 months coming up to this time frame, and we started very early on in submitting drafts of rules and revising them. We were told, let's make them more on the nature of the sports wagering rules, which were passed with great speed. And so we completely revised our draft, and we still believe that we understand the skill-based amusement games much more than anyone else, and much more than what appears to be happening in terms of other regulations that really apply more to slot machines. But I'm not here to really talk about that. The rules have now been adopted. We're asking for this 60 days, and I am still asking because it would actually relieve some of the issues with the staff, because we've committed to only 100 applications for our group, 20 for Gracie, and 40 for Patriot. And those were the numbers that they provided, what they wanted to actually do, because we did consult with all the different skill games, and those are the ones that are cooperating with us and gave us those numbers, which would reduce what could be a real onslaught if we're required to wait until, the March timeframe. In addition to that, it's the small mom and pop businesses that have been waiting and hoping for these machines to be able to be put into their locations. And if we're forced to wait again, until this whole process is completely finalized, then they have to wait probably until June in order to get those machines. So we've been acting in good faith, and we have all consistently wanted regulation. And we came forth to get the regulation that resulted in the first act in 2020. We wanted to be regulated. We wanted to pay our fair share of taxes and provide to the state of Wyoming and the communities. And we still want that. That's what we've wanted all along. And we have worked to have parameters that would be meaningful and important for the future of this industry. And so I really would ask that you do consider this as an action item and let us begin putting applications in on January 3rd. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your input onto that. Is there any other further comment? Okay, Charlie. Next item on the agenda. Future meetings. Charlie, you're muted.
Thank you, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Next meetings, we do not have a meeting date set for January. We potentially will have a meeting in January. So that is on the horizon. We'll set next year's meeting dates here over the next few weeks. I also know that President Davis, you do want to address the commission and want a moment or two just to visit I think that would be the time now, probably.
Okay, with that, commissioners, I will be leaving the Gaming Commission to represent House District 47 in Cheyenne. And I'd like to say thank you to all of the current and past gaming commissioners, liaisons, and the staff for an outstanding job over the years. I've seen a lot of changes over the years. The commission used to hold meetings at the racetracks where we met with the trainers and the horsemen. And now we meet at the new state building in Casper. Once we met person to person and with times and everything, now we are, as you can see, on Zoom. So I sometimes wonder if things are better or not. But each time that the legislature has asked the commission to step up to the plate, whether it be with the historical racing machines and now with the games of skill, this commission has responded with good common sense solutions and sound rulemaking. Even at times it looks like we're slow, the one thing that is always rises to the top has been the public and the citizens of Wyoming. That is our number one concern on the commission. The future for the Gaming Commission is a bright one, and it's because you, the commissioners, and who you all are, and that we represent the people of Wyoming. Thanks for letting me be part of the process. It has been an honor to work with you all, and Merry Christmas. Thank you. With that, Charlie, meeting adjourned.
Thank you, President Davis.
Good job, Bob.
Thank you, Bob, for everything.
Good luck, Bob.
Good luck, Bob.
Thank you. Be
Your
careful.
service, Bob. Your service is appreciated. Good
We
luck.
will see
Merry
you.
Christmas.
We will see you, believe me.
Giant.